After a few dry months of video game releases, I would say over the course of the next month or so and into the early summer period, there are a batch of high quality titles coming, and I want to kind of go through the entire lineup and show you guys that, wow, yeah, the lineup is getting pretty ridiculous as far as high quality titles dropping every week, every other week, or whatever the case may be. Now, the only thing we need to change is PlayStation 5s being readily available. Thankfully, I have one. I know many of our viewers do have one, but I also know many of our viewers don't have one and are still trying their best to try to get one. Hopefully, sooner rather than later, things do cool up. As far as stock availability and things going out of stock right away when they go in stock, because there are some PlayStation 5 only titles coming out, or next generation only titles coming out that, you know, at this point, earlier on, I would have said it's cool if you don't have a PlayStation 5. A lot of these games are cross-gen, but you're going to start seeing there are a lot of games that are next-gen exclusive, PS5 exclusive, what have you. But as I mentioned at the top, we've dealt with a batch of pretty dry months. I mean, we've had some interesting games here and there. We've had titles like Yakuza Like a Dragon getting an upgrade. We've had Marvel's Avengers getting an upgrade, and so on and so forth. P5 Strikers was pretty cool, but we haven't had a lot of compelling new releases. Ys 9 Monstrum Nox was great as well, but again, it's been few and far between. But I think over the course of the next 2 to 3 months, things are really starting to heat up. Now, April just kicked off. We had the release of Outriders, which, mind you, a lot of people had their opinions on, but hey, that is a big game from Square Enix. Come April 6th, we have the release of Oddworld Soulstorm. That's great, plus freebie on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 availability as well. Star Wars Republic Commando seeing a release on PlayStation 4. That's awesome. On top of that, as we continue into April, you've got MLB The Show 21, games like Scourgebringer coming out to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita, Judgment coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. That's pretty exciting. That's a great game, and if you missed out on that and you're like, okay, there's not a lot of cool stuff coming out, Judgment's a game that you should definitely buy and check out, done by the Yakuza team, but you can jump in and have a great time with that. Nier Replicant version 1.22474487139 is probably the game that a lot of people are the most excited for come April. And I myself am very excited for it as well. I think that's going to turn out to be a great game. I think it's going to do very well from a sales standpoint, just because I'm into, you know, commercial numbers and things like that. But I think the game's going to be of high quality. I think based on the success of Nier Automata, that's going to parlay well into Nier Replicant, and hopefully it parlays well into the future of the franchise wherever Square Enix wants to take it. But I think Nier is going to be established as one of these pillar franchises for Square Enix for them to really rely on, and they've been trying to establish more of those. You know, you have your Final Fantasies of the world, the Kingdom Hearts, Dragon Quest, but Nier is really going to be elevated to that threshold if it's not already there. And then April rounds out with a very exciting title in Returnal, a PlayStation 5 exclusive done by Housemarque. This is a big budget PS5 exclusive. PS5 owners have been starving for content that is exclusive to the PS5 or exclusive to next generation, and Returnal is exactly that, a high quality title from Housemarque. And not only is it something we've been starving for as PlayStation 5 owners, it's an opportunity that Housemarque has been starving for in terms of delivering a high-quality AAA experience. They've wanted to do one for quite a while. Well, Returnal is their opportunity to deliver on that, and also not only elevate the portfolio of the PlayStation 5, but to elevate Housemarque themselves as a studio and really get them to the next level. Because while the hardcores know of Housemarque, Housemarque is still a studio that's not at the threshold of a Guerrilla Games, of a Sucker Punch, and maybe Returnal won't get them to that level. However, it will definitely elevate them if it is a high quality product. They're gonna have a lot of eyes on them again as this PlayStation 5 exclusive that people are starving for. People are just starving for PS5 content that's not just an upgrade. Well, Returnal is exactly that, and they're gonna have a lot of attention on them. Then you head into May, and things start off with a banger with Resident Evil Village. This is gonna be a huge game, and a lot of people are already super excited for that. It's Resident Evil. You don't really need to sell me on that. It's probably gonna be really good. Capcom has been doing a really good job, and this is gonna be released on everything: PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, PC, And for all you streaming lovers, it will be on Stadia as well. Hood Outlaws and Legends, a game that's going a little bit under the radar, but also has been getting a little bit more buzz, being published by Focus Home Interactive. It's a multiplayer title that's looking pretty good. I'm hoping it turns out well, not getting a lot of buzz, but it is being done by Sumo Digital, a pretty talented studio in their own right. Mass Effect Legendary Edition the week after that. So in 1 week, you get Resident Evil Village on the 7th, and Hood Outlaws and Legends on the 10th, and then on the 14th, you get Mass Effect Legendary Edition. That is a huge release on the PlayStation 4. Yes, it's a collection, but it's a collection of one of the best gaming trilogies ever, with Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, and all of the DLC. That is a massive, massive release, so great to see that finally come to fruition. A long-rumored, and probably the worst-kept secret, one of them at least in gaming history, but now that's finally going to be dropping on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. On top of that, on that same day, you get Subnautica Below Zero on all major platforms. That's going to be a pretty nice release. So you get Mass Effect Legendary Edition on the 14th, then the week after that, you get Deathloop, the PlayStation 5 console exclusive, also going to be available on PC. That is being done by Arcane Studios of Bethesda. This deal was done before the Microsoft and Bethesda deal got finalized, so Deathloop will be dropping and the exclusivity agreement will be honored. Another exciting release, you know, I'm not completely sold on it, but I love Arcane as a studio, so I have a vested interest in this in terms of hoping that it turns out well, but Arcane is a studio that I think people that played Dishonored are always going to follow, so we'll see how that turns out. But another pretty big release on that same day, Knockout City, dropping on PlayStation 4, PS5, Xbox One Series X, done by Velen Studios, published by Electronic Arts, a game that's been getting a little bit of buzz. And we have Rust coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Hey, think what you want of survival games. Rust has been one of the pillar titles on PC. It's been a very popular title, and now to see it on PS4 and Xbox One, if nothing else, that's a pretty major release. Just a few days after that, May 25th, Biomutant. Everybody's been looking forward to that, at least I have. I don't know if I'm just projecting my excitement towards everyone else, but I am super pumped for Biomutant. It's got a vibrant open world. You're gonna have a lot of customizability with your main character. I think that game's got a ton of potential, done by a new studio in Experiment 101. You know they're gonna want to deliver a good first outing, and a big budget title from THQ Nordic, who had been publishing a lot of remasters, remakes, and things like that, but this is a new IP, a big budget one at that. Let's hope it turns out well. That's not all. May 25th. May 25th, we got Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster coming to Switch, PS4, and PC. That's a pretty major release of a JRPG that might not get the biggest buzz in the world, but hey, I think JRPG fans are super, super amped for that, and that should be a good one. Really liking the facelift that game is going through. It looks great based on the trailers that we're looking. So 25th, Biomutant and SMT3 Nocturne Remaster. That might be one of my favorite days coming up in terms of game releases, so let's go as far as that's concerned. Then things continue to heat up in June. June 8th, you've got the release of Chivalry 2 on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. Elder Scrolls Online is getting an upgrade as well. Neptunia Reverse, you can think what you want about that on PlayStation 5, but yeah, definitely an audience for all of those games. June 10th, oh my god, I said what I said about May 25th. June 10th, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade and Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. Oh boy, that's gonna be a day to remember. Those are two great releases, and just the day after that, so think about that, June 10th, FF7 Remake Intergrade. You got that Yuffie DLC, that's gonna be great. You got the upgrade on PS5, that's gonna be great. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, so many people have been waiting on that, that's gonna be great. June 11th, the day after that, Guilty Gear Strive and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. What? In a 2-day period, we are getting those 4 games? Boy, that sounds like a busy holiday period, if nothing else. To get those 4 releases in the span of 2 days, that sounds pretty exciting. Obviously, at the top of my excitement list is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. That's a brand new PS5 title. It's a franchise that so many people have, you know, a fond memory of, are very nostalgic with, but at the same time, they've been very consistent with all of their outings, from the original titles on the PlayStation 2, the future titles on the PlayStation 3, the 2016 remake, and now we have Rift Apart. It's looking great, and it's going to be a real showcase for the PlayStation 5. Guilty Gear Strive, that looks great. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, again, that's going to be great to revisit those games finally, and FF7 Remake Intergrade, that is a quadra release in the span of 2 days that I can't wait for. And while the rest of June hasn't been fully detailed, there is some tidbits that we know so far. June 24th, we have Legend of Mana, the Caligula Effect 2, so if you're a fan of Japanese RPGs, that's something to be looking forward to. June 22nd, circling back a little bit, Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. That's looking pretty good. That's definitely something you want to keep on your radar. And then June 25th, Scarlet Nexus, a brand new action RPG being done by Bandai Namco Studios. So if you're a JRPG fan, man, you've got a lot to be looking forward to over the course of the next few months, but games in general, it is ramping up quite a bit. I'm excited that we're finally getting, a streamline of high-quality titles being released every week. I've been seeing it in the comment sections, yo, what are these games? There's not a lot of high-quality titles coming out, and even then, I thought there have been some pretty notable titles being released, but I can understand they haven't been for everyone. Man, if you can't get excited for these games, you've got a Resident Evil coming out. You've got high-quality collections like a Mass Effect Legendary Collection, Returnal, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, Guilty Gear for you fighting game fans, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, Deathloop. I mean, you've got a myriad of titles that cover a wide variety of different genres, and I think it's going to be an exciting time. Also mentioned to Biomutant, super excited for that. So a lot of variety, a lot of quality, let's hope for, as long as none of these get delayed and all of these, at least most of these do deliver. And I think a lot of these games are going to be rather good. I mean, Ratchet & Clank, I think that's a slam dunk. Mass Effect Trilogy, I feel like that's a slam dunk. Intergrade should be pretty good. So a lot of stuff to be looking forward to, but that's going to wrap up this one. Definitely let me know your thoughts in the coming months in gaming in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.